Hi, I'm Gary with Online Biz Direct. In this video, we're going to be quickly building a website step by step. When we're finished, we'll have our own domain name, a web hosting account, and WordPress set up complete with a theme. Be sure to click the link below, and that'll take you to the BlueHost website, and you'll be able to follow along. Ready? Let's go. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and set up our website over here at BlueHost. And what we're going to choose is the WordPress hosting because they are going to install WordPress for us automatically into our website. So along with the hosting, when we choose WordPress hosting, along with the hosting, we're going to be able to get the automatic WordPress install, the updates, the free SSL certificate, and also a free domain for a year. So the first thing we want to do is to make sure that we have a domain name in mind that's actually available. So you can go over to something like GoDaddy and use their tool here to see if your domain name is available. So I'm going to pause this and then I'll do some searching so you don't have to watch me, and then we'll see what I come up with. Okay, so the domain name that I came up with is ironcladheating.com. And that domain name is available. I don't want to register at GoDaddy because at BlueHost, they're going to give it to me for free for the first year. So that is worth $12. Okay, so now that I know which domain name I'm going to go with, I am going to go ahead and choose my plan under the WordPress hosting section. And you'll see some options here. The lowest price one is for one website. Then you get the plus plan for unlimited sites. And then the choice has some other marketing and code guard and things like that. So you go ahead and pick which one you want. And I'm going to go ahead with this basic because I'm just going to be setting up one website. So now that I know which domain name I'm going with, I want to create a new domain name. If you already have a domain name registered, you can enter it here, or you can always skip it and come back to that later. But I know that I'm going with ironcladheating.com. And so let's go ahead here and they'll check it for me to make sure that it's still available. As you can see, our domain name is available. And so now we'll scroll down and we'll complete our order, which is just filling in this information here. We'll go ahead and select the term of our plan. If we go out to 36 months, it's only $2.95 a month. If we go to 2 years, it's $3.95 a month, or 1 year is $4.95 a month. And then we come down and select which of the additional options that we want. I usually uncheck all of them. You can go ahead and go with the domain privacy if you want to. That keeps your name and email address out of the spammers' hands. But they'll usually find it some way anyway. I just uncheck that. Then come down and enter your payment information, and then accept the terms, and then submit your order. I'm going to go ahead and fill this out, and then I will see you on the other side. Okay, and now that I have made my payment, my purchase was a success. Now I'll click this button here to create my account. I'll go ahead and enter my password here and then go ahead and read the privacy policy and terms of service and agree to that, and then click on the create account button. And then you'll get the screen that says your account is ready to go. And now you can go ahead and log in. And with my login information, I'll go ahead and hit the login button. And then it'll ask a few questions here as I go through the setup process. You can also choose to skip this and do it later. I'm going to go ahead and select business, construction, and for a client. I'll go ahead and put the company name in. I'm not sure of the tagline. Do I want to add a blog? Yeah, I'll go ahead and add a blog. Do I want the ability to sell anything? We're really not going to be doing any e-commerce on this site. It's for a local small business. I'm very comfortable with creating websites. Now I'll go ahead and continue to a theme selection. I'm going to pick the Astra theme. And now they're going to go ahead and install WordPress for us. And as soon as the WordPress installation is completed, you'll see your welcome screen here, and we'll use the BlueHost dashboard to monitor and manage our site, email, and the domain name. And so we'll go ahead and click the Get Started button. And again, they want us to add the domain privacy. If you haven't added it, you can add it here, or I just turn it off. And you can do a free trial if you want to, and I'm just going to leave it off. And as you'll see in our BlueHost dashboard, we have a temporary domain for our website to start with. And you can go ahead and use that temporary domain, but I like to wait and log in after a little while and use my real domain name after it's been provisioned. Okay, so let's go ahead and log into our BlueHost account. We have two options here, hosting login and webmail login. We're going to do the hosting login for now. And here's our login information. We'll click login. And since we've waited for a while, instead of our temporary URL, we're using our domain name. So since we're logged into our BlueHost account, let's go ahead and take a look at this dashboard real quick. We have the My Sites section, and this is a list of the websites that you would have. We only have the one, which is our Ironclad Heating. We can either log in to WordPress, or we can manage the site here. We can manage our themes, our plugins, our users. We can update anything that needs to be updated right here from the BlueHost dashboard without logging into the website itself. In the marketplace, we can order add-ons for our site. Under email and office, we can choose an email provider by choosing either Microsoft or G Suite. If you have an email account already set up within BlueHost, then you should see an option here to manage that email address. But I'll show you how to do that in a second. This is our list of domain names. This is where we can manage those. As far as our contact information, we can do redirects and transfers and subdomains, etc. Under Advanced, it takes us to what used to be the control panel. It's actually cPanel. And this is where you can manage your email accounts and several other options. We won't get into that in this video. But one thing I did want to show you is the email account section. In the control panel, we can go into email accounts and we can just add an email account that we want from here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to create an email address called admin support, and it will be at ironcladheating.com. We'll go ahead and let them generate a password for us. I'm going to copy that out. I'll go ahead and use the 100 meg limit, and we don't need an email to be sent with instructions to set up our email client. And I'm just going to go ahead and hit create. And now you'll see that I have admin support at ironcladheating.com. Now, if I want to, I can go ahead and click on check mail here, and it'll take me to the webmail feature. And I can pick either Horde, Roundcube, or Squirrel Mail. I just use Roundcube. And if I wanted to send or receive email, this is an email client that you can use that's web-based. You can set up a phone app, or you can also set up Outlook or Thunderbird or any other mail app that you're used to using. But for now, we'll go back to the control panel. And now when we click on email and office, you'll see that we can manage our email right here from the email and office option. But for now, let's go back to the home option, and we'll select WordPress to log into the dashboard of our WordPress site. And as you can see, when we log in, there is a whole mess here of messages. We've got messages from Monster Insights. We've got messages from WP Forms and Opt-in Monster here, and also from the Astra theme. We can go ahead and dismiss some of these messages, like the WP Forms. We'll get to that later. We'll go ahead and dismiss this message from Opt-in Monster. And we'll go ahead and dismiss this message from Astra. And then we'll go ahead and dismiss this message from opt-in monster here. And now we're left with the WordPress dashboard. So let's take a look around. As you can see to the left, we have all of our menu items. We have Jetpack, which is automatically installed, WP Forms, we have Monster Insights, and Opt-in Monster. Some of these plugins we don't really need installed, so let's go ahead and go in first, and let's clean up a few things. So we'll go to Installed Plugins, and we can go ahead and deactivate the Monster Insights. We'll say I'm switching to a different plugin. We can go ahead and delete that because we're not going to pay for that. We're going to go ahead and delete the Monster Insights. I don't use Hello Dolly. We'll go ahead and leave Jetpack installed for now. We'll go ahead and deactivate Opt-in Monster, and then we'll go ahead and delete that. Now let's go through some of the pre-installed information that they have on the site itself. So if we go into our posts area, this is our blog post section, and you'll see that there is already going to be a blog post, which is Hello World, and we can go ahead and just trash that. Along with that, there's a comment that's left on that blog post, which is a sample comment, and that'll delete that as well. So we can come down here to comments and check that and see that that comment is also gone. We can also come over here to pages, and we can just go ahead and trash the sample page because we don't need that. The privacy policy we will need, and that'll be auto-populated. Now that we've deleted the sample postings, we'll come up to our categories. One of the things that I don't like about the categories is to have a category called uncategorized. So I like to do an edit on this and change that to general. Uncategorized just sounds like an error. And then after we do that, I come down to the settings section and go to general. We do want our website to be titled our business name. We want to make sure that it's HTTPS because BlueHost is giving us a free SSL certificate. So that means that we can do HTTPS, which will then give us a padlock in our URL. Same thing for site address. I'm going to change this to Mountain Time. I like the date like this. I like the time like that. My week starts normal, which is Sunday. We'll leave the cache level the same. And we'll let BlueHost auto-update our themes. BlueHost will update the plugins as well as the translations. And we'll leave the coming soon page on for now. Then we'll come down to the writing section. We're going to take Ping-O-Matic out for now because we don't want to update that service every time that we add a page and change a page or any post updates that we do as we're building the site out. And then hit save. We'll go to our reading section over here. We'll go ahead and leave these set at 10. This is the number of blog pages that are shown. This is when you're doing an RSS feed. This is the number of feeds that are shown in the feed itself, or number of posts that are shown in the feed itself. In the feed itself, you can set it to be the full text of the post, or you can set it to just the summary. We'll leave it on full text for now. If it was going to take a while to build out our site, we would set this to discourage search engines from indexing our site. But as difficult as it is to get indexed into the search engines the way we want to, we'll not be messing with that. We'll leave that unchecked. We'll leave these other two settings alone and then hit Save Changes. As far as discussion settings, we won't choose to notify any blogs when we link to them from our posts. We won't allow pings and trackbacks. We're going to disable the comments on posting. We can enable them one by one if we want to. If we do allow commenting, they need to fill out their name and their email address. We'll go ahead and allow the automatically closing of posts older than 28 days. We'll allow the threaded nesting of comments. It's easier to read. We will be notified anytime somebody posts a comment. And if we're holding comments for moderation, we'll be notified of those too. I put a check mark in here for comments that need to be manually approved so that nobody can just come along and leave comments on the page automatically. And we'll also leave this set to where the author must have previously approved comment. We'll leave the avatars to show, and we'll have the default image be the mystery person. We'll go ahead and leave these two checked for following the blog and following the comments. As far as media settings, I leave these as is, but I do uncheck this because I don't want my uploads sorted by month and year. For permalinks, I want all of my posts to be set to post name so that I can have the title of the post instead of the numeric ID of the post. And I don't want the date in my posts. I don't change anything down here, and then I hit Save Changes. I come down to our privacy settings, and our page that was set under the pages for temporary was the privacy policy page. And we'll go ahead and use that page. Under sharing, I don't set anything here. This is all through Jetpack, and we'll come back to that later. So that is the completion of the foundation of our website. We have a theme installed, which is our Astra theme. We have cleaned up everything that pretty much needs to be cleaned up, and we've configured everything under our settings so that we can start adding pages and posts and media to the website. As you can see right now, we have coming soon active. So what does that mean? That means that when we look at the website, if we were to hover over our home here and then we click on visit site, it's just our website in progress. That's the work that we're working on, building our page out and building out the theme. But that's not what the general public sees because we have the coming soon active. So what do they see? In order for us to see that, we need to look at it in incognito mode because the incognito browser isn't going to be logged into the administrative area of the website. So we can hover over here and then right click on visit site and then go to open link in incognito window. And that will open a browser where we're not logged into the administrative area of the website. So this is what the general public is seeing on the website right now as we're building it out. But for us, we have the foundation of a website that is ready to be customized and built out. So I will see you on the next video where we'll be continuing this project.